ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Riverview Farm here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, Siwani. It is the start of a December morning, and we're going to be getting on with some work in a minute. Hopefully there's stuff for me to do. I haven't checked the map yet. I've still got field 8 to seed, which is my own field. I've planted some oats on field 13 off camera. Go with the wheat that we've already got planted on field 16 over here. But I'm wondering if there's going to be more to do today. There's field 18 now. It's ready. Wondering if that's going to be a harvesting contract. Let's go and have a look. And the answer to that, ladies and gents, is no. No harvesting contracts available. There are 3 sowing contracts currently available. 1 for sugar bee, 2 for sugar bee, 1 for corn. So, can't do any of those, because we would need a planter. We have got some ploughing contracts. Got some fertilising contracts available to us. Or there's a whole load of baling. I think what we're going to do is first of all move our car, Delores' lovely car, into the garage. The garage. And we're going to have a bit of a look and trip down into the old farm. Have made a few little changes off camera. I sold the shed that was here, which was basically one of these sheds with the back. So there's one of these sheds here. I've sold that and instead placed a silo, because we don't have a silo anywhere on the farm, ladies and gents. So there's nowhere for me to store my crops. There was a tank over here, you may remember, where we could have put seed in it. Or mineral feed. I've instead decided that I would much rather have a fuel tank. I'm now going to buy fuel. So I've got a large fuel tank because this is the main road in and out of the farm. So every vehicle driving in and out of the farm going to have to travel down this road at some point. So we might as well have the fuel here so we can refuel coming in or going out. And then round the back here, there was a fuel tank. And then I think there was a fertilizer storage building over here. Well, I've sold both of those as well. Cleared those out. Because, of course, we're not using mineral fertilizer or dry fertilizer because we've got a sprayer, ladies and gents. So when we come to do our fertilizing, we're going to be spraying fields. So, and unfortunately, as we've all seen in the previous video of the series, these sprayers don't fill from placeables. They only fill from pallets. So every time I want to refill the sprayer, I'm just going to have to drive to the store anyway. Now, one of the things I want to look at, which I can't because I'm not in a vehicle, I was going to check auto drive routing and stuff. And see if I could have placed and done a route up to the farm. I have got one more field to obviously sow at this point. So that is what I'm going to do. Did notice when I came to this field after the plough had finished that he had actually missed some bits on this field. He'd missed sort of half of this strip down here. I think he kind of must have got freaked out by the trees, because he didn't plough from about here down to the end of the field. And I noticed that on a couple of the other fields that we did. So it seems like the AI workers are a little bit sensitive of the trees placed close to the proximity of these fields. Now, I'm going to say this now. Fields like this one, where I am now, here on field 8, probably long term will get merged with like field 7. I'll probably take the trees out in the middle and make that one field. Same goes for like 9 and 10. When I buy those fields, when they haven't got potatoes on them, cluttering them all up, I would probably buy those 2 fields and make one field. And again, any other fields like that kind of combination would probably be, I'd probably do the same and merge fields where I can, just to make things a little bit easier. But yeah, it's a shame that, unfortunately, the contract system has kind of got messed up, because it does mean I can't really do any more. I'm really struggling to be able to do contracts for you guys at the minute, and Delores is struggling to do contracts. There's just none there, and I don't want to do videos where every single video I'm doing a seeding contract or I'm doing a baling contract, because I think that would get boring. If all I'm doing is baling all the time or seeding, and I can't do it because I can't do anything else, I think you guys would get very bored and switch off. So I'm kind of like, what do I do? So hence why I've kind of brought forward, I wasn't planning to own fields. Yes, I wanted to own land that I could use as a base. I wasn't planning on owning fields and doing my own farming in this series quite so early, quite so soon. But ultimately, we've kind of been forced into it a bit, haven't we? So I've got another field of, we've got a field of oat here. I bought that field as well. It was only 99 grand, so I didn't feel particularly bad about spending 99 grand on a field. Not compared to everything else that we've spent money on. But like I say, not going to be rolling these fields. I'm not going to be removing the stones until they're actually absolutely causing a massive issue for me. And we'll take it from there, really. Like I say, I don't think we've got any fertiliser, so we may have to come fertilise. I know I've got to do field 16. Got to spray that. We'll probably have to fertilise this field as well. I'll go and look at my soil composition. Yeah, field 8 hasn't got any fertiliser on it, neither has 16. 13's actually okay in the scheme of things. Field 11's pretty bad. I may sort field 11 out with the easy dev tool, because that's a grass field, because that's attached to my my sheep pen, isn't it? So I don't want to be trying to plough that. I don't. So I might have to use the easy dev tool just to reset that field to being grass field ploughed, no stones, lined, sprayed, yada yada yada. And then not worry about it. And then I don't have to worry about it beyond that. So I mean, we do have the option. We can do some mowing of our own. We don't necessarily have to do baling contracts. We can do some mowing, grass collecting, and making stuff, because we're going to have, obviously we've got a cow, we have got a cow shed here at the farm we can put cows into if we wanted to go down that road. Just keep missing bits. And notice I'm playing with the hood turned off today, ladies and gents, as well. Makes it a little hard to know, A, what I'm actually seeding. Can't tell, don't know what I'm seeding. Don't know how much seed I've got left. Or any of that kind of stuff. So, yeah. All very challenging. Another bit. This again would be a lot easier if I'd used GPS. Wouldn't it? You know what would help? If I really did a better job of lining up the field edge. Amazon, the delivery van. Not for me though. Not for me. Sadly. Not for me. Rocking along quite happily. There we go. Nicely done. That's seeded. It's another field. And we have got 62% of our seed left. So let's go look at the contract situation. Like I say, I don't think we can do any... Can we do sugar beet? No, we can't. Fair enough. So we can't do any sowing contracts. There are a couple of ploughing contracts, so I might send our little plough out to do a couple of those. Possibly. I'm not going to put my seeder back in that other shed now. I've decided I'm going to park it in here. I think it's a little bit easier to get in and out of here. I might use this shed instead for, obviously, parking the big tractor in. Although that's not the big tractor, that's only the 8 series. Right. So yeah, if we're looking at contracts then, realistically, what can we do? Can't do supply and transport contract. We can do any of the ploughing contracts. 20 and 22. They must be fairly close together. So, you know what? I'm going to accept those. Because I can have the AI doing that for me. And then we could probably go and do one of these fertilising contracts. Field 17, field 36. They're paying good money. Field 1. Paying decent money. Oh yeah, I've got 4 contracts accepted then. Right, we're going to do ploughing on 20. Fertilising on a couple of others. How much fertiliser have we got, by the way? We've got 3,000 litres left. Right. I will fertilise my own fields first then. Tell you what I'll do as well. I'll refuel. So, I need to spray 8, 16, and then we've got to do 20 and 22. So yeah, we can go and refuel after we've done those. We can go and refill with fertilizer. Like I said, we'll start with this field here. What I might consider doing as well, obviously we didn't do it this time, but I think maybe in the future, when I'm seeding my own fields, I might use the fertilizer function of the seeder, be able to fertilize my own crops. As I'm seeding them, and then I can get the second level of fertilizer by spraying. I can spray the field after I've harvested it, and then after I've cultivated, ploughed, whatever I do to the field, or if I direct drill it, I can then wait till it's growing and come and spray it again when it's in the first growth stage. Important, of course, to do it in the first growth stage because I don't have any care tyres. None of my tractors have crop-friendly wheels, so I don't want to be driving over the fields once the crops have actually, you know, started growing, because we'll end up doing crop destruction galore. So, important to do the fertilising kind of as efficiently as possible when the crop, before you know, get it done before the crops or get really established. and start to emerge. Like right now, I could fertilise the oat field because that's first growth stage, and I wouldn't do crop destruction. If the oat was any longer than that, I'd be screwed. I wouldn't be able to get on there with my current equipment. So that's something to consider eventually as well into the grand scheme of things. Whether I get a tractor down the road that does have care-friendly tyres for doing this type of job, who knows? Who knows? Like I say, it doesn't make a difference when I'm doing the actual contracts, because you don't do crop destruction on contract. So the AI doesn't care what tyres I have on my tractor, because we don't affect them in any negative way. But obviously, for me, I am would have a negative effect on my own field if I was to start driving all over them with currently equipped tyres. But there we go. Right, that's that field done. So first stage fertilising has been done. Go do 16. This field's actually quite bad. I was actually just realising now that that field is actually quite. You can't really tell when it's ploughed, but now it's been like seeded, and it's got a better texture, nicer texture on it. You can actually sort of see how bad the stones are on it. I probably could have done with stone picking, maybe. A bit late now because I've seeded. I can't stone pick after I've seeded. Yes, technically I could roll the field, but I've already said we don't want to do rolling. Or Delores doesn't want to do rolling. She's not that terribly fussed. Things are blowing up today on the old internet. So I'm getting lots of notifications. I've upset a few people today. Not in the farming sim world, but in another world. I've upset a few people. And the thing is, they're upset. They're upset by the truth. They can't accept the cold, hard facts of reality in the situation. Because all I've said to these people is the truth in the situation that occurred yesterday, that I find absolutely hilarious. And obviously a lot of the people in this environment are a lot younger than me, and they haven't been in that world. They haven't been in the world as long as I have, and have the experience that I have, and have seen the things that I have seen, you know. So unfortunately, I've upset a few people by saying, you know, that I've commented on some event that happened yesterday. I'm not going to go into great details here because it's not related to farm sim. But I commentated on an event that happened in the media yesterday. And just basically how freaking laughable it is. How hysterical it is. And that if they were trying to go for realism and make people believe that what they were seeing was real, they've gone completely about it the wrong way. And there's all these people now coming at me like going, oh, how dare you? How dare you say it's not believable? And it's like, well, it's quite easy to say it's not believable. You know? You've got a guy going to attack somebody, physically attack somebody, for saying things which have, you know, disrespected him and his company and his employers and his managers and things like that. But the guy that's running out goes running to attack this other person. He did the same. He's done the same thing himself. So that makes him a bit of a hypocrite, because he made a living for himself doing the exact same thing. But then, what makes it even more hysterically laughable is the fact that the guy that goes out running out to attack the person, is probably the least physically threatening person in the world. This is and this is, you know, it's not me saying, this is a guy that legitimately, right, he had 2 fights, he had 2 professional fights in the UFC, and he lost them both. He got his ass kicked badly in both fights, and yet he's running out to attack somebody. And you think, this is a dude that it's documented, it's on record. He can't fight his way out of a paper bag. He couldn't beat anybody up, and you're sending him to defend your honour, defend your company. And it's like, of all the people that could have gone to attack this guy that was like say, mouthing off and gobbing off, it's like, why did you pick him? This guy, and to be fair, the guy that had been like causing the ruckus and causing this thing in the media, when this guy cut this, and also what's funny is this guy comes running to try and obviously get into a fight with this bloke. He does so. He's not even. He's only got 1 shoe on. So for some reason, whatever he was doing at the time, that he was without. He's only had enough time to put 1 shoe on. He comes limping out, and this guy just takes one look at him, laughs, and walks off. Disappears into the crowd of people that are there watching. It's like, oh, it's laughable. You know, if you know, it's the same in any kind of situation of conflict or war or anything like that. If somebody's attacks you to the degree that you have to make an absolute physical response to it, you have to physically respond to the attack. Don't send your most pathetic and feeble, emaciated fighter, do you? You know, if for example, if a country was going to war, again, not wanting to use the current, make light of the current global situation between obviously Russia and Ukraine, but obviously Russia's attacked and is attacking Ukraine, and obviously it's got to the point where Ukraine obviously has to defend itself. It has to respond to that attack. Okay, so obviously the people in charge of Ukraine, the Ukraine president or whatever, prime minister or whatever it is, he obviously sends his best and most competent fighting forces to the front lines to defend against the Russian invaders. He doesn't send Dad's army, does he? He doesn't send Dad's army to do it. And it's the same in this situation. Like I say, for this thing, it's trying to tell a story, and obviously they're putting out this product, and they want everybody to think it's real. They want everyone to believe the story, believe that it's real, and then it's serious. It's a serious thing. No, it's 100% real. This is the situation. you've done so well up until that point. You've done, you know, they've done up until that point, and then they've completely broken it. Where am I now? I've gone driving somewhere and I'm lost. I'm down here near field 20. Right. Let's refill with fertiliser and then we come back. Again, going back to a similar thing, right? Obviously, on Tuesday, when I had one of me lazy days at the start of the week, because I thought it was bank holiday last weekend, when it's actually public holiday this weekend, starting today. On Tuesday, I went to the movies to watch the new Top Gun movie. Top Gun Maverick movie. Now, obviously, you know, they want you... The people that made that film wanted you to believe as much as possible, okay, Tom Cruise was flying those planes and doing all those stunts and doing all that stuff himself in that film, and that the other actors and actresses were doing everything themselves. So obviously, the best way to do that was to put Tom Cruise and all the other actors and actresses in the film in the actual planes, the real planes, and film them in the real planes. They're being flown around by proper pilots doing all the actual proper flying. They're in the back seat with the cameras on them, reacting to the real situation. Okay? And because of that, it really looked like they are flying the planes themselves and doing all the crazy stunts and all the crazy sequences. It works brilliantly. Obviously, if they'd gone down the road of just sticking a lookalike in the plane or using a stuntman, the film probably wouldn't have been as good. You know, there was no close-up shots of the real actors in the planes. You would have just gone, oh, that's fake, it's rubbish, they're not really there. You know, it would have made it would have cheapened it. It would have absolutely cheapened the film and the experience. And I think that's exactly what this other company's done. By, you know, if you're going to have somebody get into an actual physical fight with somebody, you should at least make sure you're sending someone who has some kind of physical presence. You know, you don't send a toddler to a high school brawl, do you? You know, to sort out a high school, you know, a playground brawl with high school kids. You don't send a toddler in because he'll get fucking wrecked. That's the situation. Oh, so funny. So of course, all afternoon now, my phone has just been going off constantly because of all these people that are upset. Because I said, oh, it's fake. It's so fake and unbelievable. It's not realistic at all. It says in a real world situation, it says the guy would have seen the bloke coming and just stood his ground. He'd be like, I'm not scared of him. And just would have, just like I say, would have just stood his ground, and then you would have had a problem, because then it's like, now what does the little bloke do now? Yeah. Again, the things you get watching, ladies and gents, when I'm in between recordings and I'm waiting, I'm trying to move things forward and start the next video, but I'm just finishing off some stuff off camera, like seeding, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, it all gets I'm not spraying this field, am I? I'm ploughing field 20 and 22. I am fertilising 17 as That's what I'm meant to be doing. I've lost track of what fields I'm on now. I need to get the plough moved. I need to get the plough down here, ladies and gents. I think that would help. Right, don't mind me. Just going to nip through this hedge here. I need to make a few holes in the hedges. Where the entrance is to this field, so again, just go through the hedge here. Oh, it's this field that they've got potatoes on. How very nice of them. Yeah, now I'm fertilising. Big clue is the fact that the fertiliser counter's going down and I can actually see the stuff coming out the back of the sprayer. That's a big clue that I'm now on the right field doing the right job, ladies and gents. Thankfully, it doesn't take me very long to do these types of jobs. This is fairly quick. A decent whip sprayer. So, hire a little worker friend. Right, we're going to go get the plough. Because like I say, I do need to get on to do field 20 then. And 22. Drive across my own field for the moment. Because I'm not going to do crop damage. Right, this is how you should have got to field 20. I knew there was a way in. Right, I'm going to set off doing some ploughing. The ploughing's going to probably take me the rest of today up until I have my dinner this evening. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, ladies and gents. Like I say, not sure what's going on with the contract situation. I have submitted a bug report about the contract situation. As of yet, no response or official acknowledgement from Giants on the issue. So who knows if we're going to get a fix or an update or a patch anytime soon. But I'll let you guys know. As always, I will see you in the next episode with some more content very soon. For now, leave me the like on the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not doing so currently. Leave me your comments in the comment section down below the video. Share the video with everyone you can, everywhere you can, on all the different farm sim websites that you visit, all the different groups that you're in. Post a link to my stuff so other people can come and check it out. And I will see you all again another day. Cheerio, everybody.